Today, we have Mr. Alvin Glimp here with us to discuss a new initiative that we are doing in Region 6, and it's aimed at keeping our students and staff more healthy and happy. Mr. Glimp,
Yes,
please
ma'am.
briefly tell us about what you do with DeKalb County School District and explain this new initiative to us.
Well, first, thank you.
And welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having me here. I'm the Director of Grants and Partnership Development, and essentially my role is to bring additional resources and projects, partnerships to the district.
Okay. Well, first of all, thank you for bringing the RISE initiative,
Yes.
helping us to bring it to Region 6.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, would you just please give us a brief overview of RISE?
Sure. So RISE stands for Resilience in School Environments.
Okay.
It's a partnership that we've created with Kaiser. They're working with the Alliance for Healthier Generation. And it's focused on improving the social and emotional health of all staff and students in our schools.
All right. Well, just please share with us what RISE will do to help improve relationships in our school community.
Yes. So it's a customized approach.
Okay.
So each school will it will look differently, but
Okay.
essentially they're going to be focused on going into the schools, assessing what their needs are, and then building the policies, practice, procedures to improve social and emotional learning and the health of all our schools.
Well, what will RISE do to boost the social and emotional well-being of the students and the staff?
Well, that's going to it's all going to be focused on the social and emotional competencies.
Okay.
So as they come in and they assess what the issues are in the school, the activities that come out of that assessment will be targeted at building a better environment and managing the health, the mental health and wellness in our schools.
Will RISE have an effect on reducing the stress level among our students and staff?
Oh, without a doubt, because based out of these assessments, teachers, counselors, the principals, they're going to have real activities, real ways to manage that stress.
Oh, okay. Talk to us about how staff members will engage in more positive disciplinary practices.
Because you know that's important.
Yes.
It is incredibly important because we want to make sure that not only are our teachers managing the stress, but we want to make sure how it impacts our students is important, right?
Yes.
So one of the things that's going to be focused on is what they refer to as compassion fatigue.
Okay.
So based on that compassion fatigue, they're going to just help them deal with that cycle and how it impacts your mental, and then make sure it doesn't have a negative impact on our students.
Tell us a little bit more about the strategies that RISE will use to help our students and staff.
Sure. So a lot of that is focused on it's a 6-step process. Right?
Okay.
So they're building the capacity. They're going to build support at the school level. They're going to assess the site, but ultimately it's just a continuous improvement cycle where as they're coming into the school, we have a RISE manager. So that program manager, she's going to work with our principals, and as they come in and out of the schools, each time they're going to learn their lessons and come with activities to target what is necessary to improve that social and emotional health in our school.
Now, we've talked a lot about what RISE is going to do for students and teachers, but is it just for teachers?
Oh, no, not at all. It's not. Again, counselors are going to be impacted.
Okay.
Bus drivers can get involved, cafeteria workers. It's looking at the whole school, because we know in terms from a wraparound support, we want everybody to be impacted, to be managing that stress, so that when they deal with our kids, they're dealing with them in a healthy way.
Okay. We haven't yet mentioned our parents. What can RISE do to help our parents?
You know,
Are there any future training
And
sessions?
I'm glad you asked that, because I know you love and care about your parents,
Yes.
right, in Region 6. Of course. So as the assessments come out, as the schools say we need the types of activities and workshops to go towards our parents, those workshops will be offered to our parents so that the parents could be impacted, because we know just as the adults in our school need to manage their stress, we want the parents at home to manage their stress as well.
I completed the application for the grant for the RISE program because with the district's initiative on social and emotional learning and social and emotional health, it was an opportunity for Peach Crest to have some specific support to be provided to teachers with maintaining their own social and emotional health. which is extremely important, particularly with the population of students that we serve. Some of them have had adverse educational experiences, which can play a role in the stress that a teacher may have throughout the school year. Social and emotional health, we're talking about the health and well-being of an individual outside of the academics. So it is how they deal, how they cope with specific situations, and in particular for teachers, how they cope with the daily stress of not only the teaching profession, but how some of the interactions with students. We have what's called vicarious trauma, in which students are, teachers actually take on some of the traumatic experiences of their children in terms of wanting to provide opportunities to support them. And sometimes it can be very stressful. In the RISE program, I saw that there was an opportunity there was actually a science that addresses how to deal with stressful situations. And for us to be able to receive some of those strategies on a consistent basis was what was probably the most appealing thing. Through the RISE application process and through the RISE process, the end result would be for teachers to have tools in their toolbox to deal with stressful situations and maintain and/or improve their social and emotional health.
Our students come in with various issues due to no fault of their own sometimes, but our staff, they're not always equipped with the resources to deal with those issues, so it impacts them in a way in which they feel like they're not able to reach the students on the instructional level in which we can best serve them. And it impacts our students because they don't know how to deal with some of those stressful situations that may be taking place outside of the school. So we are trying to provide resources for both the students and the staff to better prepare them to deal with what they're facing on the outside and to better prepare our staff members for what they may face from our students as we're bringing in those traumatic issues. I'm looking for results in which our students and staff can say, I utilized this RISE program for resiliency purposes and it yielded the needed benefits. We can see we can have less issues here from a mental health perspective based upon the fact that we were granted an opportunity to participate in this resiliency program that's being sponsored by RISE. Those are the things that I'm looking to see if we can do a check and balance at the end of the school year and say, based upon us participating in this RISE program, we were able to lessen some of those mental health issues that we were dealing with, both from a student perspective and a staff perspective here at Columbia Middle School.
I completed the RISE application in June 2019. Our area superintendent brought to our attention that this service was being provided by Kaiser Permanente and that we had the opportunity to help our teachers deal with some issues that they may be having throughout the school year to ensure both the mental safety of our teachers, the mental safety of our students, and possibly impact student achievement in our building. And so as a leader of people and knowing the need for mental health, I decided to complete the application to help support my staff. Mental health is very important to everyone. A lot of times we find we have a lot of hurt teachers who are hurt not only from the field, but also just life and from life prior to even coming into the field, because we have hurt children that develop into hurt adults. And so helping them manage that mental complexity, it can only help not only them. The challenges for the environment of stress for our staff deal with first their home lives, so they bring that to the table. Then they also get to school, and teachers tend to, or staff members tend to play more of a role than what they're employed to do. And so the teacher becomes the mother to the motherless, the father to the fatherless, the cousin to the cousinless, and playing all of those roles help to add to stress. On top of that, you have the behaviors of students that can impact the stress level. You have the amount of curriculum that has to be taught that can impact the stress level, or even the expectations of the district and the administrators of that building that can impact their stress level. The student also brings their day-to-day life to the table. Things that are happening in their home lives, things that are happening at school, depending upon where they are in their social and emotional challenges that come to play, their developmental issues that are coming into play, their hormone levels that are coming into play, And so all of those things culminate to the stress level of an educational environment for all individuals, both teachers and students.
Well, there you have it. That's our new RISE initiative in Region 6. In Region 6, our motto is soaring to success. We do know that we can only be successful if we work with the whole child. And here is the newest thing we're doing to help all stakeholders in the Region 6 community.